stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Morning, everyone. Woohoo! All right, looks like we went to everywhere like we're supposed to. So, hope everybody's having a good day. It is Wednesday. Wednesday. June 9th, for that matter. So, all right. My name's Dion. I do daily reflections. There'll be some changes. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and I've just kind of lost my willingness to do this. And I tend to do it for me. So, I don't know. So I'm going to do it on a daily basis on how I'm feeling. Some days it's hard to come on here, if I'm only talking to, when somebody joins, it's cool. But when that number says 0, this is so hard to do. And that is because I'm forgetting. So one of my accountability buddies reminded me yesterday that it's about helping that one person. And if that's not my intention, then they said, if that's not your intention, then don't do it. Huh. She said, check your intentions. Great advice. Fantastic advice. So that's what I'm going to do each day is I'm going to check my intentions. And if my intentions are to help that one person, then I'm going to come on. If my intention is not that, then I won't be on, because it doesn't seem to work. So there we go. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. It's good to see you, man. I'm really glad that after 30 years that you and I are still friends, man. Amazing. This program does amazing things, man, when you let it. So right before I came on, my cats decided that a plastic bag was the best thing to play with. Irritated the hell out of me. So now they found the next noisiest thing, a box. So hopefully you guys can hear that. They're hilarious, man. Whenever I need a good laugh, I just go watch them. So let's get to this today. I'm going to be reading out of a different book today too, Living Sober. We're still doing daily reflections, but it was done through the Living Sober, which we'll get to. So living in the now. Very important to live in the now, because it is all that we have. All we really have is right now, right? And now it's gone. And it's gone. So what we need to do is, because part of our problem as human beings is that, this person, we're thinking of this over here and it's in the future. We're thinking of that and that's in the past. Sorry, my phone dinged, and it's probably the person that pissed me off this morning. I don't like being accused of things I don't do. Nope, not at all. See, Rule 62, guys. Rule 62. Okay, first we try living in the now just in order to stay sober, and it works. Yes. Once the idea has become a part of our thinking, we find that living life in 24-hour segments is an effective and satisfying way to handle many other matters as well. Yep. I have a friend right now. She's like, and I go through this. She's like, is my group helping people? What was I just talking about, right? Is my group helping people? And it's a legitimate question, man, because we get on there. We're like, am I really, you guys see me do it. Is it daily reflections helping people? Because we don't know. And it can be frustrating because we want to help people, right? And the reason that we do what we do isn't for money. It's for the satisfaction of knowing we help someone. I don't make any money. Not for this. Let's get to the living sober, man. So living sober is, I don't know, I think it's like a little over 20 pages. And it's just, it's some plans that you can use. This one is called Using the 24-Hour Plan. It starts on page 5. In our drinking days, we often had such bad times that we swore never again. We took pledges for as long as a year, or promised someone we would not touch stuff for 3 weeks or 3 months. Of course, we tried going on the wagons for various periods of time. That never worked for me. The only time that worked for me is if I was locked up, when I was in jail. I am, I am proud to say that I was in work release for 3 months and I did not touch a drop. In fact, there was a guy in there. We were on the bus, and he said to me, he turned to me, and he said, you can get away with drinking and smoking and stuff. I'll show you how. I turned to him. I said, don't you ever fucking talk to me again. And I'm the guy in jail that's real quiet. I know, weird, huh? And you don't fuck with the quiet people. That's why I'm quiet. Because when I do talk, it's very loud and surprises the fuck out of me. It's part of my survival skills, man. Not a big guy. Not a big guy. So, we were absolutely sincere when we voiced these declarations through gritted teeth. Yes, and we were probably usually drunk. With all of our hearts, would see, it's hard for me to quit smoking when I have a cigarette in my hand. It's hard for me to quit drinking when I'm already drunk. We were absolutely sincere. Okay, with all of our hearts, we wanted never to be drunk again. We were determined. We swore off drinking altogether, intended to stay off alcohol well into some indefinite future. But gosh, that could feel overwhelming. Yet, in spite of our intentions, the outcome was almost invariably the same. Eventually, the memory of the vows and the suffering that led to them faded. We drank again, and we wound up in more trouble. Our drive forever had not lasted long. Some of us who took such pledges had private reservations. Certainly we did. We always have private reservations. We told ourselves that the promise not to drink again applied only to hard stuff, not to beer or wine. In that way, we learned, if we did not already know it, that beer and wine could get us drunk too. We just had to drink more of them to get the same effects as we got on distilled spirits. We wound up as drunk on beer or wine as we had been on the other stuff. All right, I'm going to skip some so we can get to the solution. Okay, because right now we know the struggles here. Our friends and families are understandably wary of hearing us vow. This time I mean it, only to see us lurch home loaded. So we do not promise them, or even to each other, not a drink. Each of us promises only to him or herself. It is, after all, our own health and life at stake. We are not our family or friends. We have to take the necessary steps to stay well. And that's what I talk about when I say you need to be honest with yourself. You don't need to be honest with anybody else, just yourself, because these reservations can fuck you up. Right? A good way to work with these reservations is get a sponsor and tell them immediately. Maybe you have some reservations right now. Call me. Hey, let's talk about them. It's okay. I had reservations too, man. Everybody does, and that's okay. It is a part of it. It is. But we got to get rid of them. And if the desire to drink is really strong, many of us chop the 24 down into smaller parts. We decide not to drink for, say, at least 1 hour. We can endure the temporary discomfort of not drinking for just 1 more hour, and then 1 more, and so on. Many of us began our recovery in just this way. In fact, every recovery from alcoholism began with 1 sober hour. Every single one of us. One version is of this is simply postponing the next drink. How about it? Still sipping soda? Have you really postponed the drink we mentioned back on page 1? If so, this can be the beginning of your recovery. The next drink will be available later, but right now we postpone it, taking it for at least the present day or moment. Or even say for the rest of this page. Right? So you guys, why are we breaking that down? Okay? Because in every hour you have a success. And when you have a success, it provides serotonin to your brain, which makes you feel happy about what you're doing. Cool, huh? Bet you didn't know that part. The 24-hour plan is very flexible. We can start it afresh at any time. Wherever we are, at home, at work, in a bar, or in a hospital room, at 4 p.m. or 3 a.m., we can decide right then not to take a drink during the forthcoming 24 hours or 5 minutes. Continually renewed, this plan avoids the weakness of such methods as going on the wagon or taking a pledge. Yeah, fuck that. I ain't taking no pledge. Actually, it wouldn't bother me now, right? But I can make a pledge to not drink right now. That I can do. I can't make a pledge to not drink tomorrow. It's not here yet. For me. Continually renew, this plan avoids the week. Okay, blah, 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 blah. A period of the wagon and the pledge both eventually came, as planned, to an end. So we felt free to drink again. But today is always here. Life is daily. Today is all we have, and anybody can go one day without drinking. First, we try living in the now in order just to stay sober, and it works. Once the idea has become a part of our thinking, we find that living life in 24-hour segments is an effective and satisfying way to handle many other matters as well. Yes, you're going to now run into other things. And you can utilize the serenity prayer for that. Yes, there is something I can do about it. Can I do something about it right now? No. Okay, so what do we do next? What's the next thing? God, go ahead, take this over until I can get to it. Am I willing? Yeah, I'm more than willing. As soon as it comes up, let me know. Right? Okay, got 3 minutes. One day at a time. To the newcomer, this is the other one-liners of AA may seem ridiculous. It might in the beginning. I need to take it one day at a time. What are you trying to do? We alcoholics really hate it when you try and make our life easier and it makes fucking sense. It pisses us off. I'm not kidding. So for me, I quit counting. I stopped. And after 2 years, I memorized my sobriety date. My wife let me know when I had 30, 60, 90 days, I would go in and get my chip. But otherwise, I was so tired of fucking starting over and rewriting my date. I was tired of it. And it almost seemed conditioned. So I got rid of it and decided that time didn't matter. That the amount of time I had did not matter. What mattered was the quality of sobriety that I had that day. The passwords of AA fellowship can become lifelines in moments of stress. Each day can be like a rose unfurling according to the plan of a power greater than myself. My program should be planted in the right location, just as it will need to be groomed, nourished, and protected from disease. My planting will require patience and my realizing that some flowers will be more perfect than others. Each stage of the petals unfolding can bring wonder and delight if I do not interfere or let my expectations override my acceptance. And this brings serenity. You know, I don't know why that made me think of my cat. So when I went over to go get the kittens, right, I usually grab the run. Because nobody ever wants to run. And we grabbed the run and we grabbed both of them this time, obviously. Right? Because I hate it when people compare me and I was always the runt. So I don't even want my kitty cats to feel that way. I know, stupid. But it's better than drinking. All right, guys, I love you. Peace out and have a day.